everyone, welcome back to Biophilia, your all-time study mate. Today we are going to continue with the chapter of human reproduction with its 10th part about parturition. If you like our videos and want us to help to reach out many more, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our amazing channel Biophilia. Now we are going to understand about a very important structure जो help करता है for the development of the embryo. So for that we need to understand कि जैसे previous videos में हमने cover किया था to understand the implantation. तो implantation के time में whatever the trophoblast layer is there, so trophoblast outer layering होती है, उसके अंदर inner cell mass होगा that is going to develop into the new baby. So the trophoblast होगा, trophoblast is going to get converted into finger-like projections, and these finger-like projections after implantation are going to be called as chorionic villi. So this chorionic villi which is be forming from the trophoblast, वो क्या करेगा, since these are finger-like projections, it will get embedded into the uterine lining. So ये orange वाला part क्या होगा, it will be the uterine lining and the finger-like projections are going to get embedded into it. एंड एम्बेड होने के बाद आजू बाजू क्या होगा, देयर इज गोइंग टू बी यूट्राइन टिश्यू and also the maternal blood, because as we understood that uterine tissue जो है that is endometrium, it is going to be full of blood tissue. So वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा vascularity होगी, blood vessels होंगे, and all that is going to be present around the chorionic villi. So once you have the chorionic villi and the uterine tissue going to be interdigited. So interdigited का meaning you can understand by right hand being your chorionic villi, left hand being your uterine tissue, and when you merge your fingers together, whatever the crisscross pattern occurs, that is going to be the way how the chorionic villi and the uterine tissues are going to be forming. सो वो जो इंटरडिजिटेड है या क्रिस क्रॉस मैनर जैसे फिंगर्स को क्रॉस करने पे होता है, सिमिलर फंक्शन इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज द स्ट्रक्चरल एंड द फंक्शनल यूनिट बिटवीन द डेवलपिंग एम्ब्रियो एंड द मैटरनल बॉडी. सो जो कोरियोनिक विलाई है वो किसका पार्ट है, इट इज गोइंग टू बी पार्ट ऑफ द न्यू बॉर्न बेबी. So that is the developing embryo, whereas the uterine tissue is going to be the part for the maternal body. So दोनों के बीच में क्या है, it is going to be called as the placenta. So this placenta is going to be very important कि जो भी communication है between the two bodies, that is one who is forming and the other which is getting formed. So embryo और mother के बीच में whatever communication has to be done in ways of gaseous exchange or the waste products that need to be eliminated out of the embryo, all that is going to be taking place because of the placenta. So placenta is going to be a very important organ which is going to connect the fetus to the uterine wall. Now a very important point that you need to remember, that is maternal or fetal part of the placenta जो होता है, यानी एक chorionic villi जो होगा that is the fetal part, और uterine tissue जो maternal part है. So both the places there is going to be blood vessels और वहाँ पे blood flow होगा. But you have to remember that although when the blood is flowing through this placenta, there is no mixing of the maternal and the fetal blood. So ऐसे नहीं होगा कभी कि mother का blood is going circulating in the fetal blood and coming back into the mother's body. It is not ever going to happen. वो placenta is going to act like a barrier, and beyond that barrier both of the bloods are not going to go here and there. And what is the reason? Can you imagine what could be the reason that you are not going to allow the bloods to get mixed? The reason behind it is going to be कि हो सकता है that the mother is going to be from one blood group. Say for example, if the mother is from A blood group, so genetically it might be AO, right? So genetically agar, as you have studied in class 10th as well, that if the mother is AO type and the father is going to be say B type, so when the babies are going to be formed, हो सकता है that their blood group is going to be AB, it can be B or it can be O. So these are the possible blood groups that the fetus can have. And if you can imagine that the mother is going to have the blood group that is going to be A, बट अगर मदर का ब्लड ग्रुप ए है एंड इफ दिस पर्टिकुलर मदर्स ब्लड ग्रुप ए ब्लड एंटर्स इनटू द फीटल बॉडी और द फीटल ब्लड विच इज नॉट ए अदर देन ए है, ऐसे ब्लड अगर मदर के अंदर चला जाए so that is going to create a problem. So since the other blood groups cannot be given to other people, then how can the fetal and the maternal blood get mixed? So for that reason you need to understand that there is no mixing of the maternal and the fetal blood. Now what is the placenta going to act like? It is going to act like a ultra filter. So it is a ultra filter जहाँ से दोनों साइड के ब्लड आएंगे and it is going to get filtered with the help of diffusion. So diffusion से जो insoluble inorganic है या organic materials है, you can say about the hormones, there can be antibodies. So antibodies which are going to be acting against, say for example, diphtheria, smallpox, scarlet fever, measles. So all these diseases which can actually occur to the fetus, ऐसे सारे जो diseases है उनके antibodies, these antibodies have already been produced by the mother. So मदर के पास जो एक्सपीरियंस है ऑफ आवर बॉडी लाइफ ऑन द अर्थ, जहाँ पे शी मस्ट हैव fought against these और उनके बचपन में she might have got the vaccinated. So all those antibodies which have been formed in her body, now these are going to get filtered out and reach to the fetal part. So mother से fetus तक जाने के लिए what are the things that are going to go? These are going to be soluble inorganic and organic materials, so that can include your nutrients which the fetus needs to grow in his lifetime during the uterine life. Hormones हो सकते हैं, there can be antibodies to help the fetus fight against the diseases. So all those things are going to be provided by the placenta. Now what are the hormones that are going to be released by the placenta? Placenta is going to act like a temporary endocrine gland. जैसे corpus luteum था, similarly this placenta is also going to secrete some hormones till the time the mother is pregnant. So after pregnancy placenta नहीं रहेगा, so these hormones will not be found secreted by the placenta. So there are 8 hormones which are going to be released by the placenta. So the first one is going to be called as human chorionic gonadotropin, that is HCG. This HCG hormone is going to stimulate the corpus luteum to continue to secrete progesterone. So if you remember, as I told you during the previous videos on this channel, जहाँ पे we had understood that how the actual pregnancy is going to be considered. So during that time जैसे अगर HCG release होता है, then the corpus luteum life is going to increase. जो पहले we have discussed, it is around 7 to 10 days. So 7 to 10 days के बाद degenerate होता है in normal conditions when the pregnancy is not found. But now in this case, when the pregnancy needs to continue, at that time this HCG hormone which will be released during the start initial days, during implantation, as well as the rest of the gestation period, this corpus luteum needs to stay and secrete progesterone. So HCG is also going to be a messenger जो corpus luteum को बोलेगा to keep on secreting progesterone. Second hormone is going to be about chorionic thyrotropin. So it is going to increase the calcium levels in the blood. So whatever the even the mother as well as the fetus both needs the calcium ions. So calcium ion needs to increase in the blood level so that diffusion के साथ साथ these calcium ions can also reach to the fetus. So for that reason blood bones में से ये calcium निकालना या to absorb more calcium from the food that the mother is consuming, all those things will be increased because of this second hormone. फिर third hormone आता है, that is chorionic corticotropin. So this hormone is going to be responsible for increasing the heart rate. Now why heart rate needs to be increased? Because this blood needs to be pumped not for the mother's body but as well as for the fetus. So now she has to pump blood for two of the organisms. So heart needs to beat at a higher rate. So to increase that, this hormone is going to be responsible. So heart rate जैसे बढ़ेगा उसके साथ साथ blood volume needs to be increased. So blood volume increase होगा, so blood pressure is going to increase so that it can reach up to that level. Blood glucose will increase because same reason two bodies needs to be circulated. And also during the end of the pregnancy, the chorionic corticotrophin is also going to stimulate for parturition or the delivery of the baby. Fourth hormone, that is human placental lactogen, that is HPL. This hormone is going to be stimulating the mammillary glands. So these mammillary glands, when get stimulated, it is going to supply energy to the fetus. And now the fifth hormone, that is chorionic somatomammalotropin. Sixth hormone, that is relaxin. So all these hormones जो थे वो कुछ ना कुछ stimulate कर रहे थे, but relaxin is going to facilitate parturition. So during the parturition, यानी जब contractions हो रहे हैं of the uterine tissue, the cervix, the vagina, all those times the connective tissue needs to get softened, and even the pubic symphysis region needs to get softened so that the delivery is going to be smoother. So to relax and to soften those connective tissues of the pubic symphysis region, this relaxin is going to be helpful. Seventh hormone, that is estrogen, it is going to maintain the uterine lining as well as it is going to stimulate the mammillary glands. Last hormone, that is progesterone, it is going to maintain and inhibit the contraction of the uterine lining. So जब तक progesterone body में flow कर रहा है, till that time there is no contractions in the uterine lining, और वो भी uterine lining में the blood vessels and the endometrium lining जो thicken हुआ है to support the pregnancy, that is going to be maintained. So the progesterone level needs to be high always. So there are cases wherein some females do not have sufficient progesterone secreting during the time of their gestation. So in that conditions also you must have heard that the female gets progesterone injections. So those synthetic progesterones are going to be supplied externally by the consent of the particular doctor, and then they would be supplied so that the contractions of the uterine lining do not initiate before the expected time. तो अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस पहले ही स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे उसकी वजह से हो सकता है दैट द फीटस इज गोइंग टू शेड आउट ऑफ द एंडोमेट्रियम, वो जो प्लासेंटा कनेक्शन है those connections get lost and the pregnancy is unsuccessful. So for that reason the progesterone hormone needs to be at sufficient amount so that there is maintenance and inhibition of the contraction of the uterine lining. Now about the functions of the placenta. So four functions of the placenta, that includes to keep the maternal and fetal circulation. So circulation that includes as well as for the exchange of gases. So whatever the fetus is going to produce carbon dioxide, or carbon dioxide needs to go into the maternal circulation and being out from the mother's nose. Then waste materials जो है, for example if the urea is getting formed on the fetus body, so that urea is going to get diffused from the placenta, वो maternal blood में जाएगा और the mother's kidney is going to release all throughout the urine. So all those things whatever needs to be exchanged, that is going to take place in the placenta. As well as placenta is going to be taking care of the nourishment of the fetus. So जो भी nutrients supply करने हैं from the maternal blood, say for example amino acids, glucose or any other vitamins, minerals or whatever they need to grow, all those are going to be provided by the placenta. Then to eliminate the fetal waste, so that can be in the sort of feces or it can be in the sort of urea or any other fecal waste, and also produce some hormones which are going to be vital during the pregnancy. So those hormones we just now saw about the 8 hormones of placenta, that will be produced or secreted by the placenta. So these were the 4 important functions of placenta. Now, understanding about the characteristics of human placenta. Since we are understanding about human reproduction, तो human placenta कैसे होते हैं, what are the characteristics that we are going to understand over here. So first characteristic that you need to understand, that is homochorial. Homochorial, that means the placenta is going to be left with only three barriers of the maternal part, and the fetal part is going to be left out. So maternal part of the placenta is going to get completely eroded, यानी वो जो यूट्राइन टिश्यू से maternal part है वो पूरा का पूरा बाहर आ जाएगा, whereas the fetal part is going to be still intact. So what are these barriers? So there are actually 6 barriers. Out of 6 barriers, 3 will be left out and rest of the 3 are going to get eroded. So here if you can see in the diagram as well, the labelings are provided which include the barriers. So these are nothing but the 6 barriers of the placenta. So fetal endothelial cells, fetal connective tissue, chorionic epithelial tissue, these three are going to be the part of fetal. So ये fetal part है, and the endometrium epithelial cells, maternal connective tissue, maternal endothelial cells. So these are going to be your maternal part of the placenta. So maternal tissue यानी ये जो नीचे के tissue है, these tissues are going to get eroded, whereas the fetal part of the placenta is going to be intact. So that is the type of the hemochorial placenta which is found in the humans. Second characteristic here, that is deciduous. It is going to be the definition to understand, like portion of uterine tissue is going to be called as decidua. So that is going to get detached and passed out at the birth. So decidua के बारे में we had understood when we saw about the uterus. So link will be provided down in the description box, wherein you can understand what are the different parts of decidua and what is decidua in detail. So link will be provided to understand the female reproductive system, जहाँ पे we had understood about the uterus and also the decidua. So decidua is going to get detached and it will be passed out during the birth. So that type जहाँ पे decidua detach हो जाता है, that is going to be the type that is deciduous, found in human placenta. Third characteristic, that is metadiscoidal. Now इनिशियल कंडीशंस जहाँ पे न्यूली प्लेसेंटा फॉर्म होने वाला है, ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम द विलाई, दैट इज द फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस, आर गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड यूनिफॉर्मली ऑल ओवर द सरफेस. सो इनिशियल डेज में क्या होने वाला है, इनिशियली द कंडीशन इज गोइंग टू बी लाइक everywhere these finger like projections are going to be formed. So that is called as discoidal type of placenta. But later on it is going to be having a area specific wherein the finger like projections are going to be found, and only that region is going to be embedded into the uterine tissue. So जो एक initial conditions में होगा, wherein entire surface will be covered by the villi, that is going to get converted to form this type of tissue जहाँ पे एक ही side पे the finger like projections are going to be present. So since both the stages are found for the human placenta, it will be called as metadiscoidal. यानी क्या है, it is going to be first diffused but later it becomes discoidal, that is limited to a specific area. Now let's understand about the another concept, that is regarding umbilical cord. So umbilical cord के बहुत सारे नाम होते हैं, that includes the navel string, it can be birth cord or also called as a funiculus umbilicus. So umbilical cord जो होता है, so if you can see up here in the diagram, this is going to be your umbilical cord. So this umbilical cord is going to be the tubing like structure, so that is a tube which is going to connect the fetus to the placenta. So for example यहाँ पे होगा placenta, and this placenta is going to have the extension that is going to form the umbilical cord, and it will be attached somewhere up till the navel of the fetus. So it is going to have 3 blood vessels. So umbilical cord के अंदर 3 blood vessels होंगे, that is going to include one vein, So vein here that is going to carry food and oxygen for the baby, and the two arteries which are going to carry waste from the baby back to the placenta, and from the placenta it will be transported to the maternal body. So now here you need to remember कि यहाँ पे जो vein है, the vein is going to carry oxygen. Not to get confused, जो vein है that is moving through the umbilical cord, that is going to carry food and oxygen, whereas the arteries are going to carry waste. So that needs to be remembered. Then sometimes the umbilical cord, it is going to be called as a baby's supply line. Why is it called as supply line? Because ये एक ही ऐसी tubing है that is going to carry the blood for the baby. So back and forth ये ऐसे बहुत बार आगे पीछे blood होते रहेगा, so that whatever the exchange needs to occur at the placenta, that is possible. So हो सकता है that the complete circulation, that whatever occurs is going to occur in the umbilical cord, so that once it goes, it comes back, flows into the fetal body, again goes out from the umbilical cord, exchange hoga at the placenta, and all those things occurs. That is the reason sometimes it is also called as baby's supply line. So here up till now we have seen many names, यानी जैसे navel string हो गया, birth cord हो गया, या funiculus umbilicus हो गया, या baby's blood supply line. So that is also the name that is included for the umbilical cord. Now about umbilical cord, now that was we understood कि वो क्या काम करता है या उसके पास क्या होता है. Another thing that you need to remember about it is कि umbilical cord जो होगा, it is going to get covered with a particular substance that is called as Wharton's jelly. So this Wharton's jelly is going to be the covering which is going to cushion and protect the blood vessels. So since the blood vessels that are flowing in, which are going to be the most important part, कि whatever the circulation needs to occur is going to occur because of these blood vessels. So they need to be protected. So उसके लिए जो cushioning है, that is to protect them, to soften them. So for that reason, cushioning and the protection will be provided by the Wharton's jelly. So because of the Wharton's jelly, also you can understand that the umbilical cord is going to be very slippery. So umbilical cord is going to be slippery, it is somewhat white in color. All that is going to be because of the presence of Wharton's jelly. So it is going to start to form about from the 4 weeks of pregnancy. So 4 weeks is about 1 month. So from the first month you can expect to have the umbilical cord form. So what is going to start? It is the umbilical cord, and not we are not speaking about the Wharton's jelly. So umbilical cord is going to start to form from about 4 weeks, and it will grow up to 22 inches long. So that is going to be the umbilical cord which is going to have the blood flowing through it, जिसको बोलते हैं cord blood. So since it is flowing in the cord, it is called as cord blood, and this cord blood is going to be rich and a readily available source for primitive undifferentiated stem cells. So since it is going to be formed जहाँ पे fetus form हो रहा है, so it is the fetal side of the extension of the placenta. So since it is the fetal part, so whatever the cells which are forming the fetus to differentiate हुए थे later on, but there are some cells still left out in the umbilical cord which are undifferentiated and act as stem cells. So nowadays, after many years, people understood that if you try to preserve the umbilical cord, so you can be supplied with these undifferentiated stem cells. So these umbilical cords के अंदर का जो blood होता है, that is called as cord blood. So that cord blood is now going to be harvested once the delivery is completed, and they will be preserved in the cord blood bank. So cord blood bank के अंदर उनको बहुत देर तक freeze कर दिया जाएगा, and this umbilical cord blood is now being used for some bone marrow transplant. So since these have undifferentiated stem cells, they can be used for various life-threatening diseases, और उसकी वजह से since these stem cells are available, So you can keep these cord blood in the banks wherein you can register your name and be specific for your name. So since it is formed when you were formed, so uske liye you don't have to match the blood, it is your blood that has been preserved. So you don't have any risk for these, and you can be treated for these life threatening diseases. Jiska treatment is going to be possible because of this stored blood. So that is the one important part that has been nowadays understood to have, that is umbilical cord का जो blood होता है, that is going to be harvested and stored in the cord blood bank. So many of the Bollywood stars, you might have heard that they are going to store their babies umbilical cord. So actually they are not going to store the umbilical cord that we see up here in the first photograph, but actually they are going to store the freezed blood that is going to occur inside this cord. So now as you have understood about this, you can relate to whatever the next news comes about this storage of the cord. Now the important part, that is the next process that occurs, that is parturition. So previous video में हमने cover किया था up till the entire events that occurs in the gestation period. So gestation period में in the previous video we had seen that the entire development had been completed. Only the part of delivery of the baby was left out. So that delivery of the baby, or the that is called as parturition. So parturition is going to be in vigorous contractions of the uterus. So since there are vigorous contractions, so you can imagine you are going to squeeze a mango. So if you are squeezing a mango very hard at repeated contractions movement, so क्या होगा, the inner seed जो है, that seed is going to start to get loosened out, and loose होके what is going to happen, it is going to pop out of some time. So that same thing occurs when these vigorous contractions occur in the uterus. Slowly and steadily there is going to be expulsion or delivery of the fetus. So all those contractions are going to be induced because of complex neuroendocrinal mechanism. So neuroendocrinal made up of two words, that is neuro, that is regarding your brain or the neural system, and the endocrine, which is regarding the hormonal system. So both are going to correlate and be forming a complex mechanism जिसकी वजह से ये contractions होंगे and the expulsion of the fetus can be proceeded. So whatever the signals of parturition needs to be originated, यानी first time जो आम है वो आम को जो when you need to start squeezing the mango, like that the first signals for parturition are going to be induced because from the fully developed fetus. So fetus is going to decide when to send signals कि जैसे ही signals when the placenta is going to decide that now the baby has been completely formed and now it is ready to move out of the body and enter into this beautiful world. So during that time there are going to be mild uterine contractions which are going to be initiated by the fully developed fetus and the placenta. So these are nothing but going to be called as fetal ejection reflex. So ये जो mild uterine contractions है, यानी धीरे धीरे a small baby trying to squeeze a mango, is it going to remove the seed out? No, it is not going to. But once the mother understands that the baby is trying to squeeze a mango that she needs to eat, so उस टाइम पे क्या होगा, the mother is also going to start squeezing a mango for the baby. Similar case occurs over here as well, as the fetus is going to initiate the mild uterine contractions, that is the small squeezing actions of the mango, the mother is now going to act upon. So जैसे ही body को पता चलेगा, that is the fetal ejection reflex जैसे ही start होगा, there will be more and more release of oxytocin. So once this oxytocin hormone is released from the maternal pituitary, now it will start the stronger uterine secretions and it will stimulate further secretion of oxytocin. So जैसे the small baby, a small human baby trying to squeeze a mango, could not remove the seed out of it. Now the mother has seen that the baby is trying to remove it, and now that is the time when the during parturition the oxytocin is going to be released. So oxytocin release hoga. Now the mother is helping to get out of the expulsion of this fetus. So once the oxytocin levels increases, the duration as well as the frequency of the contractions is going to increase, and the parturition process will be completed. Now this was just a slight explanation about the entire process. Now let us go into the details and understand the stages that actually occur during the parturition. So stages of parturition are three. So the first one is going to be the dilation stage. So dilation stage में क्या होगा? There is going to be initial uterine contractions, and these initial contractions are going to start from the top. So top, and these will be at longer intervals. So it can happen that it is going to be frequency कम होगी, but once it comes it will last for about a minute or two, or it depends. So this is the stage that is dilation stage. So during the dilation stage, what is going to happen? The fetal head is going to push the cervix. So slowly and steadily the baby's head is trying to push the cervix and the vagina, that is going to open up the birth canal. So if you might have remembered, starting May I had told you that there is going to be a cervical plug, and that cervical plug is going to protect to the entire pregnancy. The full pregnancy के time पे this cervical plug is going to be present, and it is going to prevent the leakage. So जो amniotic fluid है वो leak नहीं होना चाहिए. It should be present for the development of the fetus. But now what is going to happen, as the parturition has been initiated by the fetal ejection reflex, slowly and steadily, because of the mild uterine contractions, वो बेबी का जो the fetal head जो है, it is going to start to come downwards through the birth canal. So उस टाइम में जब वो धीरे धीरे नीचे आता है, that cervical plug is going to get detached. So because of the dilation that is slowly and steadily pushing off the fetal head onto the cervix, it is going to set positive feedback, and it is going to be a good way, and it is releasing more and more oxytocin, and because of oxytocin there is going to be more uterine contraction. So contraction is going to lead to contraction. So because of that, there are going to be contractions which are going to occur for about 1 to 3 minutes times per minute. So हर मिनट में 1 से 3 बार contraction होगा, and because of these powerful contractions, the cervical plug that was present up till the whole 9 months, now it is going to get removed. वो टूट जाएगा, और जैसे ही plug टूट जाएगा, there is going to be leakage, and that leakage is nothing but the amniotic fluid is going to flow out. So amniotic fluid, as soon as flows out, you can understood that the word that you might have heard in the movies or dramas or wherever, that is water broke. So you might have heard about this term, that is water broke. That water broke is nothing but this type wherein the amniotic fluid starts to flow out when the cervical plug and the amnion layer of the fetal membrane is going to get ruptured because of the powerful contractions occurring for about 1 to 3 times per minute. So that is nothing but the water broke. Even in dilation stage, दो phases sub phases होते हैं, that is latent phase, wherein the cervix is going to be dilated for about 0 to 4 centimeters, and after 4 centimeters, जब वो 4 से 10 centimeters के length तक होता है, that will be called as the active phase of the dilation. So if you can see in the photograph as well, that first of all the fetal head will be starting pushing towards the cervix. So it is not dilated yet. Once the contractions start, fetal head will start to go more and more downwards. That is going to start to dilate, that is 1 centimeter dilated. And now if you can see the difference between the first part and the third part. So first and the third part के बीच में what is the difference? This area, the opening, this opening, if you can see, it is going to be opened up, and that is going to be the dilation stage. So fully dilated is about 10 centimeters, wherein the fetal head can be passed out. So since the cervix will open up, fetal head can come out. So generally, if you can see about the latent phase, so latent phase जो होता है, it can last for about 6 hours. So 6 hours for the mother who is giving birth for the first time. It can be about 5 hours if the mother has already given birth previously. So अगर new mother है, so it can be about 6 hours. Sometimes it can be 5 hours, or for some cases it can also last for about 8 to 12 hours. So it depends upon the entire body system, how the body reacts, how much amount of oxytocin has been released. All on that basis the latent phase can actually be depending. Now the second stage of parturition, that is expulsion stage. So expulsion stage में क्या होगा? Now during the previous stage, that was dilation phase, जहाँ पे the cervix has been completely dilated for about 10 centimeters. Now the way of the birth canal, the gate has been opened. Now the gate where has been opened, now the baby can come out of the womb. So that is going to be the stage, that is expulsion stage. So during the expulsion stage, there are going to be more vigorous contractions, and more vigorous contractions, the intensity is going to increase, the frequency is going to increase, and now the fetus will start to come up till the cervix. It will come to the vagina, and it will come with the head out first, which is very important. In general conditions, the baby's birth is going to be uh, you know expected that the head comes out first. So generally expulsion जो होता है, that is this second stage of parturition, is going to approximately take 20 to 60 minutes. So it is comparatively a lesser time consuming stage, whereas the actual labor stage that you consider, it is going to be the first stage of parturition, that is dilation phase. So once the mother is completely dilated, expulsion will not take more than 60 minutes usually. Only the time that the contractions will initiated, that can last about for 5 to 6 hours, or also up till 12 hours. So this second stage, when the expulsion has been occurring, now the infant that has been coming out of the body, now there is going to be breathing that will occur in the infant. क्योंकि अब तक क्या हो रहा था, जब तक बेबी मदर के पेट में था, तब तक the baby was not actually using his or her lungs. The lungs were not being used. Once the baby is out of the womb, जब उसके पास अभी प्लेसेंटा से ऑक्सीजन कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एक्सचेंज नहीं हो रहा है, now the baby has to start using his or her own lungs. So first time when the lungs have been opened up, so first time जब वो first breath लेता है, that first breath is nothing but the first cry of the baby. So first breath is equal to the first cry, and with that you can understand that when the baby first cries, that means the baby has started using his or her lungs, and now the rest of the exchange of gases can be continued. So that is the switching over of the pathway or the circulatory pathway. That switching over of the circulatory pathway is very important, and that is going to be initiated because of the nitric oxide. So nitric oxide will now get to know कि बेटा अभी तू womb से बाहर आ गया है, now you need to start using your own lungs. That message is going to be told by the nitric oxide, and that is going to stimulate to switch over and to start use his lungs. So lungs पहले क्या था, lungs जो fetus के थे, that was when he was inside the mother's womb. That time it was a flat balloon. So उनके जो linings थे, वो पूरे के पूरे एक दूसरे से चिपके हुए थे. Now once the nitric oxide has been released, now when the signals have come out to use his or her own lungs, सारा का सारा जो air था वो rushed किया into the lungs, and the membranes which were stuck to each other, now it got blown up, and that blowing up is going to be a bit painful. So that painfulness is going to give the first cry, but that first cry is going to be very important. वो दर्द है, वो रो रहा है बच्चा, but still it is important to mark the start of the baby's life. So that was about the two things that I told you about. First, that was the water break, that is nothing but leaking out of the amniotic fluid. And second one that I told you, that was the first baby's cry, that is very important to mark the birth of the baby. Then the expulsion stage जो होता है, it is also going to include two stages, that is passive stage wherein the baby's head will start to move down through the vagina. तो vagina तक जब आएगा तब तक passive stage होगा. And the active phase is going to when the mother starts to feel to push. So up till the vagina, when it comes, it is the passive stage, and to come out of the vagina, now when the mother starts to feeling the push with the uterine contractions. So in movies and dramas you must have seen about that the people are urging the mother to push. So that is nothing but the active phase of the expulsion. So during that, along with the uterine contractions, when the mother's willingness to contract the muscles, that is going to help to give a positive feedback to remove the baby out more easily. So now the active phase, that is when the mother tries to push the baby, that can last for about 45 minutes if it is for the first baby, or generally it takes 30 minutes to the mother who had been already delivered by the vaginal delivery. So during that it can depend about 45 to 30 minutes. The active phase of this expulsion is going to be carried out. So once the baby has been out, that is the birth has been actually completed now. But now after the birth, the umbilical cord is going to be clamped. And the most iconic scenes, all those Bollywood movies, dramas, or all those serials, वहाँ पे the umbilical cord is being cut. So that cutting of the umbilical cord is important. And now when the cutting so first of all it will be clamped. So once you clamp, that means the blood flow has been stopped. यानी यहाँ अगर for example if this is the umbilical cord, if you clamp the two particular ends, so that is clamping, यानी आप यहाँ से flow रोक रहे हो, आप यहाँ से flow रोक रहे हो, whatever is left out will be between the two clamps. And now afterwards you are going to cut this particular umbilical cord, and that cutting is going to initiate the signals for the body now that the umbilical cord has been cut, and it will start the third stage of the parturition. So one more thing that I needed to tell you, that whenever generally the expulsion of the baby is going to be head out first, यानी सर जो है वो पहले बाहर आएगा and then the legs will be delivered. But in some cases it can also occur that first the legs will come out. So हो सकता है that you might have heard कि ये जो बच्चा है वो पैरों से आया था. So पैरों से आया था, that means the legs of the baby were delivered first and the head was delivered later on. So that means it is a condition of a breech delivery, when the position of the baby, that is legs delivered first, is the breech condition. हो सकता है sometimes because of the baby's position the shoulders will be lining transversely. So during that time when it is lining transversely and in a head है ना, the legs are there, it is sleeping in horizontal direction. So during that conditions the doctor can try to move the fetal position by external movement of the uterus, or it can be suggested to go for a C-section, that is cesarean section, that is cutting open the uterus and then delivering the baby. So it depends. So generally अगर head facing downward है then the vaginal delivery can be suggested. Otherwise externally the movement of the fetus can be done. Otherwise the C-section can be suggested. So that was one little thing extra you needed to understand. Now the third stage of the parturition, that is called as afterbirth. Afterbirth, that means once the fetus has been delivered, उसने first cry दे दिया है, यानी now the baby has been clamped and been separated from the mother's body. But now still the placenta is going to be intact. So during the third stage of the parturition, the delivery of the placenta is going to occur. So umbilical cord का एक पार्ट हमने कट करके सेपरेट कर दिया है फीटस से, बट द रेस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट दैट इज बीन रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम द बॉडी. So placenta will be delivered without assistant. So अगर वो खुद ब खुद contractions की वजह से अगर remove करना है, then it can be around 30 minutes. Otherwise, if the doctor is taking an active role wherein the doctor is going to gently pull onto the placenta, यानी umbilical cord जो बाहर it will be जो बाहर लटकेगा वो वहाँ से धीरे धीरे पुल करेंगे, and because of that gentle pulling along with the contractions, the placenta would be typically removed in about 5 minutes. So it depends how the person, that is the mother or the doctor, gets suggested. So without assistant it can take about 30 minutes, and with active role of the doctor it can take about 5 minutes to deliver the placenta. So placenta will detach, it will exit through the vagina, and that will be the end for the parturition. So here you can see the two different sides of the placenta. One will be the maternal side and the other will be the fetal side. Both are going to be the placentas which needs to be delivered during the third stage of the parturition. So that was about this video जहाँ पे we completed to understand about the fetal delivery, that was parturition. Now the baby has been provided to the mother, and now the next video will be about how the care will be taken by the mother after the birth of the baby. So after the birth the lactation process is going to be continued. So lactation क्या होता है, उसमें कैसे चीज़ें होती है, all that will be understood in the next video. So stay tuned to biophilia so that you understand the last process, the last part of this chapter as well. So after the delivery, that is parturition, जहाँ पे ये video में we completed. Now the baby and the mother are happy together. Now the rest of the part will be continued in the next video. So if you like this video, if you understood the concepts in much more detail, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and stay connected to Biophilia. You can hit the bell icon so that you will get notified for the upcoming part of this chapter. Till then, we come back soon with one more session. Till then, keep studying, keep smiling. Bye bye everyone. Meet you in the next one very soon. Thank you.